Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Buckbeak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with another character review. And this character review will be on Gold Mythic Surgeon Stevens. And he is a promo toon, and not only that, he has a brand new specialist skill, which we will get to, and after I go over him, all of you will see why he's a promo toon. So I totally get why he is, and I see why people will want to pull for him, absolutely. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing good and I'm staying safe for the most part. And let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get started with this character review, shall we? Surgeon Stevens, Woodbury. His trait is fast. His role is Mythic, and his allegiance is a member of Woodbury. Now let's take a look at his stats. His attack stat is 8,659. His defense stat is 24,248. And his HP is 24,825. Now let's take a look at his adrenaline rush. Suture Self, the recharge rate is 66 AP, so that's pretty much the standard of most gold mythics. This fighter and 2 teammates recover from all penalties. This fighter gets 100% normalized resistance and heals for 50% of their max HP for the rest of combat. So, he's going to be resistant normalized, plus he's going to be healing 50% of his max HP for the rest of combat. Like, if that doesn't scream promo, or if that doesn't scream annoyance, I could just imagine how annoying Surgeon Stevens is going to be behind the right defensive team. Like, I know the yellow, is it Casanova Davy? Casanova Davy, I believe, is a pretty good leader skill that's defensive and also helps out alert and fast defensive toon. So that's an example right there, because I believe his leader skill gives out a certain percentage of halo for every turn, or it might be 1 or 2 turns. I can't remember the exact details, but Surgeon Stevens, behind the right defensive team, behind the right defensive leader, he's absolutely gonna be a pain. Plus, let's just say if Surgeon Stevens and Nor and Davy are infected, or they're burning, right? And if his adrenaline rush goes off, those 3 toons are potentially going to recover. They're going to recover from all penalties, which is going to be, that's going to be really bad for you. That's going to be really frustrating, and that's very good. So off the bat, plus you won't be able to normalize him if he gets his adrenaline rush off. That's going to be absolutely insane. So, very simple, straight to the point, and it's going to be absolutely annoying to deal with this guy. So let's go ahead and take a look at his signature move, Surgical Theater. The initial cooldown is turn 1, 1 turn for the cooldown, and number of uses unlimited. Taunt a line of enemies for 1 turn, plus 1 turn for each teammate with 0% AP. This fighter heals 100% of their max HP for 2 turns and gets Guardian Shield. So, he's going to be taunting a line of enemies for 1 turn, which, again, it's going to be annoying, but here's the negative side. The negative side for you, potentially, if you're coming up against Surgeon Stevens. For the teammates that are on the same team as Stevens, that's going to be an additional turn of taunt. So, potentially, that line of enemies could potentially be taunted for 4 turns. Maybe 5 turns. Think about what I just said. The potential of that taunt, of that enemy, of that line of enemies being taunted for 4 or 5 turns is absolutely insane. Like, I want to wish that line of enemies good luck to whoever gets taunted, because you might not be able to take your turns. I don't know. Unless you have taunt resist mods, that would maybe be the only way to counter that, but still, that some of that taunting will get you, and that's going to be absolutely annoying. Plus, he's going to fully heal himself for 2 turns and get Guardian Shield. That's pretty good. Pretty good, I must say so. Let's go ahead and take a look at his mythic abilities. Spirit, 20% of all healing performed by this fighter, also granted as bonus HP. I would 100% go ahead and level that one up, since he's a medic and he's going to be healing himself all over the place. So, why wouldn't you level that one up, right? Spirit is going to work really well for him. Fresh Start. At the start of each wave, 100% chance this fighter gets 100% confuse, taunt, stun, and normalize resistance for 1 turn. Okay, so this is both good and bad. I'll get the bad out of the way first. It's at the start of each wave, so it's gonna be kind of useless outside of really tough road maps. It's not really gonna be that useful in raids or blitz war or regular CRW. All of those resistance, for them to for it to only be 1 turn, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. But when it comes to those really tough road maps, it might actually help you out. It might buy you some time. So you got to think about that as well. I think that's where the good news of it comes in at, is those really difficult road maps. It actually might be worth leveling up if you think about it like that. Dizzy Work. When performing the defend action, 100% chance 2 random enemies get dazed for 2 turns. Okay, so you're thinking Surgeon Stevens isn't a command tune, but we'll get to that. So if you are going to perform the defend action with Surgeon Stevens, which you are going to want to do, there's a 100% chance that 2 random enemies get dazed for 2 turns, which, depending on the 2 enemies that get dazed, that's going to be really good. But the only bad part about it is, what if you daze 2 enemies that aren't necessarily going to be a big problem? You know what I mean? So, but I guess you could perform the defend action every turn, and you potentially could have the whole team of enemies dazed. So, I guess if you look at it like that, it could actually work out in your favor if you think about it like that. Although, you know, he's got a new specialist skill, which is, it has the potential to make people quit. You know, I'll just say that. But we'll see. Dizzy work, I think I would go ahead and level that one up, just because I guess you could defend on every turn using the defend action, and it could work in your favor that way. So that is something to consider. Medical protection. When being attacked, 100% chance to impair the attacker for their next 2 turns. Yeah, you know what? I would go ahead and level this one up. You know, why not make Surgeon Stevens even more annoying than he's going to be? You might as well add that extra icing to the cake. Might as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think all of his mythic abilities are going to have their uses in one way or another. Now, for the moment y'all been waiting for, let's talk about Surgeon Stevens' new specialist skill, Energize. When this fighter performs the defend action at the start of the next turn, all teammates gain 50% of their max AP. So yeah, you heard that correct. So, like, say, for example, this is how I can picture this going. Say if turn 1, if you have 4 of the 5 teammates attack, and let's say if they get 40 to 50 AP each, and then you defend with Stevens the next turn, all of your teammates are going to have full AP because they're going to gain 50% additional AP from the AP that you've already gained from the basic attacks or signature moves, right? So, like I said, the potential of that is going to be absolutely crazy, and I could see people getting really frustrated depending on the team that you have Surgeon Stevens in, and I can already see why people would want to pull for him, because there are aspects about him already, aside from the new specialist skill, that's going to make him absolutely annoying. And I could see some people quitting, taking a break, potentially, because of this guy. And, yeah, we'll have to see how this specialist skill... We'll have to wait and see for people to pull for this character to see exactly how this is going to work. But it's pretty explanatory right there. But we're going to have to see the potential of how annoying this specialist skill actually is going to be. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at his weapon. And he has a default knife, so you can pretty much put whatever you want into his hands. And you know what? Let's, real quick, we'll get back to Stevens. There is a pay-to-play event that just came out. Stevens Surgical Saga. And honestly, right here, you have Surgeon Stevens Vengeful Kitchen Knife. I thought maybe he would use a scalpel, but you know, it is what it is. I believe this weapon would be perfect for Surgical Stevens. I mean, You get the 45% HP, huge bonus to AP when being attacked, improved bloody aid when being attacked, 60% chance to heal this fighter for 100% of their max HP, except when at max HP, and preemptively apply 5,000 bleed to all enemies for 3 turns, and damage reduction debilitated. When being attacked by an enemy with a debilitating status effect, reduce damage taken by 50%. You want to make Surgeon Stevens even more annoying than he's going to be. Get this weapon, and he'll be an unstoppable son of a bitch. He absolutely will. He's already going to be pretty bad to stop, but if you add this weapon to him, you can forget it. You're done. You might as well go to the gulags. You might as well go to the emergency room. You can forget about it. So that weapon is going to be pretty good. It would work out well with Surgeon Stevens. So let's see. I like his artwork. It's pretty simple, straightforward. And who is that? That looks kind of like Rick. Let me see. I can see it better. It might be Rick. Although, you know, it could make sense for that to be Rick, because for everybody that knows how Rick lost his hand in the comics, I mean, it could be Rick, or it could be somebody that just happens to look like him. But I don't know. I guess that's up for interpretation as to if that's Rick or not. They both look very similar. I'm gonna say that's probably Rick, where he just recently lost his hand by the hands of the governor. So, you know, Stevens is there to clean the mess up, and there you go. I think it's as simple as that. And yeah, I don't have much to add or much to say other than he's going to be a really annoying character, and he's going to have a very annoying specialist skill that's going to help benefit the other 4 teammates. So, there you go. That's pretty much all I got on this character review. Yep, that's all I got for today's video. What are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Surgeon Stevens? Are you going to be pulling for him? And if you have already pulled for him, how's he working out? Is he going to be a pain in the backside, as a lot of people were thinking he's going to be? Or maybe you do have him. Maybe you have pulled him and you just haven't tested him out yet. Or are you not going to be able to pull for him at all? I'm simply not going to pull for him, only because I just don't have the coins. I don't have the tokens for him, and somebody like him, I would want all 5 copies of him. So, yeah, that would be a main reason I'm not pulling for him, just because I don't have that safety net of 300,000 tokens. So, yeah. And if you have any other thoughts on Surgeon Stevens, let me know down below. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Buckbeak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.